Every member of my immediate family has attended college and earned a degree. My brother and I were not asked if we would attend a university, but which university we were planning on attending. Times have changed, and so has college life. College experience in my family has evolved in the last 50 years, though the more things change, the more they stay the same. My father's father, Larry Sellers, was one of 12 children. He had never stepped foot out of Florida, much less the continental United States, until he enlisted in the U.S. Navy in 1941. His tour overseas in the Second World War was his first excursion out of the country. The war changed him, as it changed many, so instead of going back to the farm, he went to school. My grandfather went to school on a GI Bill and worked to cover the expenses the government did not pay for. He graduated in 3 years and went on to support a family. He worked hard for everything in his life and raised his children to do the same. My father's mother, Mariah Arnold Sellers, was one of 3 children. She married my grandfather, a man 10 years her senior, and had 4 boys, all born within 5 years of each other. My grandmother not only attended school, but also maintained a clean household, kept a budget, and raised, disciplined, and dressed 4 young boys at the same time. She did all this with an almost perfect grade point average. It was her theory that she could not expect good grades from her children if they could not expect good grades from her. My mother's father, John Carson Henderson, was one of 3 children raised during the Great Depression. His father committed suicide and left his family to support themselves. Papa worked a full-time job to support his wife and daughter while attending night classes. He wanted to give his family everything they wanted, and everything he'd never had. His mentality is that an education always has value, no matter what the economic situation may be. My mother's mother, Gwen Bledsoe Henderson, was the middle child of 3 girls. Her father also committed suicide, leaving 4 women to take care of themselves during one of the most difficult financial times in history. My grandmother and both her siblings learned from an early age to take care of themselves. Mimi became a master at cutting costs and working a budget. She found ways to pay for her school expenses and graduated with a teaching degree. Throughout her life, she used her budget skills to maintain a family and a household, stretching a dollar further than anyone else. My father, Gladstone Sellers, was the 3rd and smallest of 4 boys. As he'd always shown an interest in chemistry, my grandfather handed him a brochure for Georgia Tech's co-op program and informed him he would alternate between working in a mill and going to school to be a chemical engineer. My dad graduated in 6 years with a degree in chemical engineering, an acceptance letter to Emory Medical School, and no student loans to pay off. He contracted with the small town of Henderson, North Carolina to pay for his medical school tuition and spent a few years after his graduation working as a physician there to fulfill the contract. My father started school as a 17-year-old boy and has spent the years since working either in school or to pay for school, both his and his children's tuitions. My mother, Karen Henderson Sellers, was an only child born in the peak of the baby boomer generation. My grandparents worked hard to maintain a balance between giving her whatever she wanted and not spoiling her. Her parents paid her undergraduate expenses at the University of Georgia, including her sorority dues. Upon graduation and her acceptance to Emory Graduate School, she moved back home with my grandparents to work to pay for school and attend classes. She met my father in the fall of his last year in medical school, and he proposed that December. My parents were married after my father's graduation from medical school, but before my mother's graduation from graduate school. My mom moved to follow my dad, but still attended Emory by correspondence. She graduated 2 years later and waddled, as she was 4 months pregnant with my older brother, across the stage to receive her diploma. My brother and I were raised hearing stories from our family's members' college experiences. We've heard numerous times about working in a mill, going to night classes, making $40 last a month, among many other hard-knock life college stories. Trey and I were afforded many more opportunities financially to attend school. While there was a budgetary limit, we have had far more offered to us than any other generation. Things have changed. The times, college attendance rates in general, parents being expected to pay for college. Though many others have stayed the same. Parents' expectations, study hours, and the dreaded question of what to do once college is over.